Imagine walking into your local grocery store. You bypass the bakery, you skip the dairy aisle, and you head straight for the produce section. We are going to ignore the complex, volatile markets of global trade for a moment and isolate just one single item. Picture a single, perfect, yellow banana. Today, we are not looking at this as a simple piece of fruit. We are looking at it as a financial instrument. We are going to use this humble banana to deconstruct and calculate the most pervasive, invisible force in modern economics. That force is inflation. Most people understand inflation as a vague feeling that everything is simply getting more expensive. But in finance, inflation is a highly specific mathematical decay. It is not fundamentally about the price of the banana going up. It is about the purchasing power of your money going down. To truly understand how this impacts your wealth, your savings, and your future, we have to look past the feeling and walk through the actual math. We have to speak the numbers. Let us start by defining the core mechanism. We need to name our quantities. First, we have the present price, which is what the banana costs right now. Next, we have the inflation rate, which is the percentage change in that price over a single year. Finally, we have time, measured in years. The relationship between these variables is not linear, it compounds. The formula dictates that future price equals the present price multiplied by 1 plus the inflation rate, all raised to the power of time. Let us walk through a concrete example with numbers. Imagine the present price of our banana is exactly $1. We will set our assumed annual inflation rate at a steady, modest 3%. Watch what happens to the price as we move forward in time. In year 0, you pay $1. To find the price in year 1, we take our $1 and multiply it by 1.03. The result is $1.03. That seems harmless enough. 3 pennies will not ruin your budget. But watch what happens to the balance as the years stack. The math begins to accelerate because the 3% growth is now calculating on top of the new, higher price. By year 2, we take $1.03 and multiply it by 1.03 again. The price is now $1.06, plus a fraction of a penny. Let us jump ahead to year 10. The equation is $1 multiplied by 1.03 to the 10th power. If you calculate that out, the price of our single banana is now $1.34. Let us push the timeline further to see the true force of compounding. By year 20, we calculate $1 times 1.03 to the 20th power. The banana now costs $1.81. At year 30, it costs $2.43. The banana itself has not changed. It has the same calories, the same nutritional value, and the same yellow peel. The only thing that has changed is the mathematical weight of the currency required to acquire it. Now, shift to purchasing power. This is the critical flip in our perspective. Purchasing power asks a different question. Instead of asking how many dollars it takes to buy a banana, we ask how many bananas a fixed number of dollars can buy. We define our new relationship. Purchasing power equals your total cash divided by the unit price. Start with a crisp $100 bill in your pocket. In our baseline year, with the banana priced at exactly $1, the math is simple. $100 divided by $1 equals 100. Your purchasing power is exactly 100 bananas. This represents your standard of living. See the basket price climb while purchasing power falls. Fast forward to year 10, where our previous calculation showed the banana price rising to $1.34. You still have that exact same $100 bill. You kept it safely tucked in a drawer. Let us calculate your new reality. We take your $100 and divide it by 1.034. The result is roughly 74.6. You can now only buy 74 bananas. The physical paper of your $100 bill looks identical, but you have mathematically lost 26 bananas worth of wealth simply by standing still. How long does it take for the cost of living to fundamentally double? In finance, we do not always want to run complex exponents in our heads. So, we use a vital mathematical shortcut called the Rule of 72. The rule states a simple relationship. The number of years it takes for prices to double equals the number 72 divided by the annual inflation rate. Watch the timeline compress as we run three different historical scenarios. First, let us look at a healthy, stabilized economy with a 2% inflation rate. We take 72 and divide it by 2. The result is 36. It will take 36 years for a $1 banana to become a $2 banana. This is a slow, generational shift that most people can adapt to. Next, let us run a slightly hotter scenario, an inflation rate of 6%. We take 72 and divide it by 6. The result is 12. Now, prices are doubling every 12 years. A teenager buying a $1 banana today will be paying $2 for it by the time they are in their late 20s. Finally, let us look at an inflation crisis, where the rate spikes to 12%. Take 72 and divide it by 12. The result is 6. Every 6 years, the cost of your groceries, your rent, and your fuel doubles. This is where the math destroys household budgets, because wages almost never double every 6 years to keep pace. This brings us to a crucial implication, and the biggest mistake people make when thinking about their own money. It is the illusion of the nominal wage. We must separate two very different concepts. First is the nominal wage, which is the raw dollar amount printed on your paycheck. Second is the real wage, which is your paycheck mathematically adjusted for the banana-buying reality of the current market. Let us walk through a very common salary trap. Imagine you earn a nominal wage of $50,000 a year. You work hard, you get a good performance review, and your boss calls you into the office. They offer you a 4% raise. You calculate the new math. 50,000 multiplied by 0.04 equals a $2,000 increase. Your new nominal wage is $52,000. You feel richer. You are earning more dollars than you ever have before. But let us look at the unseen side of the equation. Suppose the broader economy is experiencing a 7% inflation rate that same year. Your banana price index went up by 7%. To maintain your exact previous standard of living, to buy the exact same amount of food, gas, and housing you bought last year, we must calculate your required real wage. We take your base $50,000 and multiply it by 1.07. The result is $53,500. Therefore, you needed an income of $53,500 just to break even with the universe. Your paycheck is only $52,000. You have a gap of $1,500. Notice how the nominal increase is completely swallowed by the larger inflation percentage. Despite getting a raise, despite earning more raw dollars, your real wage has decreased. Your purchasing power has shrunk. You are mathematically poorer than you were 12 months ago. We see this same illusion when people try to save their way to wealth. People believe that putting money in a bank account protects it. Let us calculate the reality of saving cash. We must define a new formula. Real return equals your nominal bank yield minus the inflation rate. Let us run the numbers on a high-yield savings account. You take $10,000 and deposit it into an account paying a guaranteed 5% annual interest. That feels like a smart, safe financial move. First, calculate the yield. $10,000 multiplied by 0.05 equals $500. At the end of the year, your new bank balance is $10,500. Now we introduce the hidden variable. During that same year, the inflation rate was running at 6%. Let us translate this back to our bananas. On day one, with $10,000 and bananas priced at $1, your purchasing power was 10,000 bananas. Over the year, the price of the banana increased by 6%. The new price is $1.06. To find your new true wealth, we must calculate your purchasing power at the end of the year. We take your new, higher bank balance of $10,500 and we divide it by the new, higher banana price of $1.06. 10,500 divided by 1.06 equals roughly 9,905. Look closely at the before and after contrast. Your bank account balance went up by $500, but your actual physical purchasing power dropped from 10,000 bananas down to 9,905 bananas. You lost nearly 95 units of purchasing power. Your real return was negative 1%. By keeping your money in cash, You are quietly bleeding wealth every single year, even while the bank pays you interest. You are financially stepping backward while feeling like you are moving forward. So, how do you defend against this invisible decay? The math provides a very clear, unemotional answer. You cannot hide your cash under a mattress, and you cannot rely entirely on a standard savings account when inflation runs hot. The numbers prove that cash is not a store of value, it is a melting block of ice. True financial preservation requires deploying your capital into assets that have a historical probability of growing at a rate equal to, or greater than, the inflation rate. Whether that is equities, real estate, or businesses, the goal is to find vehicles where the math works in your favor. You need your principal to multiply by a factor that outpaces the rising cost of the banana. Understanding inflation is not about predicting the future of the economy. It is about understanding the fundamental mechanics of the present. Once you see the numbers, once you speak the formulas, the mystery fades away. You are no longer reacting to prices at the grocery store with frustration. You are observing a mathematical reality. The humble banana tells the story of every currency in history. Protect your purchasing power, understand your real wage, and always do the math.